Hi everyone, I'm Prashanth. I'm the customer service lead for Zoho Desk, and I'm going to take you through the multi-channel customer support functionality of Zoho Desk. So we're going to get into today's agenda. We're going to cover multi-channel support today. So you need to be there where your customers are, right? So you need to make sure that your customers first help themselves to get support. After all, it is their right. So why should they even wait for support? So what you get with Zoho Desk is you get a help center as soon as you sign up for an account, and the help center is pretty much customized by default. So you just need to publish them for your customers. Now, once these customers submit their tickets, it's important that your agents collaborate among themselves, that they talk to their teams easily without moving much from their existing screen, which is the help desk. So they need to get the maximum information of the customer and of the nature of the ticket with minimum movement on screen. And of course, when you could automate a lot of things with a help desk, why not use it? So obviously you need to maintain a personal touch to it. Zodesk has every capability of personalizing, and at the end of the day, the administrator is going to need the data from the system. So he's going to monitor what's going wrong, what's going right. He's going to reward the agent's performance there for it. Right. So I'm going to quickly share my screen to show a company called RustDesk who uses Zoho Desk for their customer support. Right, so I believe my screen is being shown. So here we have a company called RustDesk who offer cab services, courier services, and food delivery from restaurants. Now, obviously, they need to be on their toes to provide support to their customers, literally here, right? So let's see what they've got in terms of the help desk. So as soon as they got the Zoho Desk account, they see a help center URL here. They would want to customize that a bit first. So if you go to the customization section, you already have a lot of themes available. So all you need to do is publish any one of these themes. And if you want to further customize that, you can always make use of HTML or CSS customization, which is available. Right. So let's see how a customer of RustDesk uses the Help Center platform here. So Ijaz, here we got Ijaz, who is a frequent user of the RustDesk app. So he's going to try and submit a ticket. Probably he's facing an issue with the mobile app of RustDesk at the moment. So when he comes to the RustDesk site here, obviously he's being taken from the website to this page called the Help Center. So you can see that he's able to go through a lot of frequently asked questions. He can try and figure out the answers or solutions himself, or he could make use of the community module here where there are other participants who have suggested ideas or solutions to the problem. If he still wants to submit a ticket, he can always use the submit a ticket button here, and it's going to be really simple to submit a ticket in this interface. You can even choose a template which is going to load the entire information for you. You just need to probably enter the description and submit it. And of course, you also have the chat bot, which is powered by Zia. So you got a bot here which can answer your questions with the help of the FAQs already published. Or if you still want to talk to the agent directly, you can chat with the agent directly. Right. So so what happens after he submits a ticket? He can go and track the ticket. As you can see here, he sees a list of tickets that he has submitted. So that gives a lot of transparency here. He's able to see that the ticket has already been assigned to a person, and you can also submit tickets in the respective departments and track them. Obviously, when you have agents working for companies like this, you might want to create separate departments. You can have even internal departments meant for your own agents. If you want to expose them for the customers for support, for let's say FAQs or for ticket submission, you can do that. As you can see in the screen here, there are 3 departments which are public. I can also create internal departments for my company members. And let's say you would want to you do not want to force the end user or the customer here to be redirected to a separate URL, then you could use a feature called ASAP, which is very helpful in completely embedding the help center in your own website. So here is an example of ASAP. So this is exactly how an ASAP works. The entire help center here has been embedded into the existing site, and I can get the information from here as an end user without being forced to go to a new URL at all. Right? That's about the help center in general, where the customer gets a supreme experience there. Right now, let's move on to the agents part. Let's see how they handle their tickets. So as soon as the ticket gets created, you can see that the the channel of the ticket is shown here. You see the contact name or the submitter of the ticket. You see the agents to whom these tickets are assigned to, right? So assuming the end user or the customer just here wants to escalate a ticket, he could probably make use of a channel like social media. So he goes there and he probably creates a quick post asking for help. So, need help, call me. So if you get into the ticketing window, you should see the ticket coming up real quick. Yes, that was quick enough. You got the ticket. The agent is going to respond to the ticket from the same window. There is no diversion for the agent at all. It's going to do a quick response from here. Sure, will call you in 10 minutes. That's the comment. Right, I've received the notification already, and you see the comment threaded within the post. Perfect. So let's see what RustDesk has done in order to get this social media integrated. If you go to the social settings here, you should find that they have configured the integration, which means any page post or any visitor post or any messages from the customers are going to be created as tickets. So what do you mean by append interval? So this really determines the amount of time the entire conversation between the customer and the agent can stay together in a ticket. So if you want every message from the customer to be treated as a separate ticket, then the append interval here should be never, right? So if I hide this, you should see that there are other options here as well. Perfect. This is the exact configuration that you could set up for Twitter as well. Any at mentions, any direct messages, they can be converted as tickets. And we also have WhatsApp integration now, which is in beta. So if you're interested, we can get that enabled for you based on your account, right? Let me move on to quite a few other channels here. So any channel the customer comes in, you will see how easy it is for the agent to act on such tickets. Now, at this moment, we saw tickets coming in from Ijaz, right? So I might want to have a quick look at Ijaz's previous tickets as well to have better context over my response. So if I go to the timeline view here, you see the list of tickets submitted by Ijaz. I can quickly check the open tickets and then respond to the new escalated ticket. Right. And if I want to add someone as a follower, assume that you're not going to be there in your shift after a few hours, then you could always add someone else as a follower here. You could tag them in comments. As you can see, as soon as the comment is made, the other user or your colleague is going to be getting a notification in the notification center, and he or she is also going to receive an email notification with the required placeholders or any other information. So the tags here help in grouping tickets together. So let's say there's an outage at the moment in your company. What you could perhaps do is identify all such tickets and tag them when you're working on them, so that any other agent who wants to work on it can easily figure out those kind of tickets using the tag. So it's not going to be really one-on-one communication every time there's a new issue. So the other agent is going to simply get into the tag and then work on those tickets. Perfect. Let's cover a few other channels we've got here. We've got email, the usual orthodox channel. So any support email address you've got, you can simply auto forward all emails coming in to the Zoho Desk address. So since you've got multiple departments here, you could map these separate addresses so that all these emails are getting into the right departments. Of course, you can also add your own from address to respond to your queries. So we completely understand that you might not want to expose that you're using Zoho. So you can use your own support address here. In this case, it is RustDesk, as you can see. And we also have the ability to send emails using your own mail service provider. So if I turn on use my SMTP, this means Zoho will only act as a platform, and it's not going to really send the emails. The email sending part is going to be done by your own mail server. Right. So let's move on to the other channels we've got. You have the telephony channel here, where the agent is able to attend the calls in the browser. So he can be very well prepared in looking at the recent open tickets within the system before attending the call. And we do integrate with a lot of services like Twilio, RingCentral, Amazon Connect. You have various other providers as well. And you already saw that there is a chat widget available in the help center. So as soon as the chat is initiated by the customer, the agent is going to be able to pick them here from the ticketing screen. Now, let's also see how we could collaborate, the agents could collaborate among themselves. We've already covered quite a few here. I'll have to cover teams. So when you have multiple teams working within a department, you might want to assign the ticket to a team rather than to an individual, right? So let's say you work during the MEA shift and you have other people working in the US hours, then you could probably create a team for them and then assign the ticket to them. So how do you reduce the workload of your agents? Now, as I said, you have a lot of automation tools here in Zoho Desk. We're going to cover quite a few here real quick. So you have direct assignment, which means obviously you're going to provide a criteria saying if the condition is so and so, then assign the ticket to an individual or an agent. So if the ticket is coming from a help center channel, I might want to assign the ticket to agent A. If I want to assign the ticket from an email to a particular individual, I can do that as well. So if I do not want to do that, and if I want to route the tickets to various members who are available at the moment online, then I can use round robin here. So if you still think you need to assign tickets to offline agents as well, we do have the capabilities to do so. And if you want to equally distribute tickets, then you could use a workflow with a custom function. We'll cover workflow soon. So we believe in the concept of load balancing. This means when there are multiple agents online, then the new ticket coming in is going to be automatically assigned to an individual or an agent who has less number of tickets. So this is obviously because the customer has to be responded to soon, right? So since the agent has already piled up a lot of open tickets, you could probably set a threshold so that the round robin doesn't consider himself or herself for assignment. Perfect. Let's move on to workflows now. I'll again share my screen. Right. So I have a ticket here created by Ijas. Right. So the intention of the workflow here is to reopen the ticket if there is no response from the customer, sorry, from the agent at all. So I'm going to close the ticket here as an agent, and you see the workflow getting applied. If I do a quick refresh, you see that the ticket is automatically reopened. This is because my workflow here says you should see the criteria pretty soon. Yep. So if the status is closed and if the number of threads is 1, obviously there was only one incoming thread and there was no outgoing response. So I'm going to do this action. I'm going to alert my administrator that the ticket was closed by the agent without a response, and I'm going to automatically reopen the ticket. So I could use a multiple. I could do multiple actions using a workflow. I can send an alert. I can assign tasks to other people. I can also update fields in the ticket for future reference. Right. So what is the difference between a workflow and a macro? So in the same ticket, if you see, I have the option to apply a macro, right? So if it is about a delivery concern here for Razit, let's say, I just need to click on the macro and it's going to apply, which means it's going to do multiple set of actions here, but I still have to click the macro. So macro has to be used when you do not know the context of the ticket yet. So when you obviously have to go and open a ticket, read through the content, and then do multiple actions, use a macro. When you already know what's happening within the system, if you can pre-configure that, then that's going to be a workflow. Right, so let's quickly move on to the other automation called SLAs. So SLA is going to be used to adhere to response times or resolution times. I can quickly show you in SLA here. So when there is a high priority ticket, RustDesk wants to set the response time as 3 hours and want to resolve that within 12 hours. Now, if that is violated, then obviously it can be escalated to other members in the team. It could be escalated to an admin or a supervisor. The ticket can also be automatically reassigned to someone else based on the violation. Right, so it is important to configure these business hours here, because for a ticket that is being created on a Friday or a Saturday in Middle East, you can't go and blame the agent for not responding to that, because it's not going to be a working day, right? So you have the ability to create business hours here and map them to your automation rules. So it's really going to help your agents. Perfect. So we have the supervised rule next. So this is the only rule which is capable of executing uh, after X number of hours since a condition is being met. So let's say we all saw what the case was with the SLAs. It can go and update the due date, understood, but what if the ticket wasn't even assigned to an agent, right? So you need to monitor them, you need to have tools to monitor them, and supervised rule does that exactly. Now, if the ticket is not picked within an hour, I probably want to reassign the ticket or automatically assign the ticket in this case to someone. If I do not use an automation like a direct assignment rule or a round robin, especially, this is going to help me a lot, because the ticket is not going to stay in the unassigned queue, and the supervised rule can alert the admin or automatically update the ticket on a field to so and so. Right. So that brings me to the last topic of the day called blueprints. So I'll end this up with the blueprints. It is the master of all automations. So you will understand that if I open a ticket and show you. Bear with me a moment. So, all right. So I have a ticket here where the blueprint is applied, and you can see that the difference is you have a lot of transitions here. So the agent is not able to make any changes to the ticket or make changes to the status in particular here, because the blueprint is applied. So when you want to maintain a proper, strict process for your support, then blueprint comes to your rescue. So every action or task of the agent is done through these transitions. They obviously have to click that. If I need more info, then I've configured it in such a way that I can reply to the customer and also update certain fields. So you see that these fields have become mandatory here. So you saw that in the workflow, we reopened the ticket after it was closed. That was not prevention, right? Now here in Blueprint, you're preventing the agent from doing a mistake. If I go to the completed transition, as you can see here, it is asking me for a proof, which is mandatory. Now, this really helps me in sticking to proper processes and help my support system. So I'll end this session with this, and I'm going to, yeah, if you still have any questions, please write to support at zohodesk.com. Thank you all. Thanks for listening.